YouTube, we're back again for more of our Gencon Bonanza Explosion blog coverage. You'll have at Gencon 2019. Thanks in part to all of our amazing Kickstarter backers. These spectacular companies right here who donated games to make our Kickstarter possible. Huge shout out to them. And of course our big sponsors, Steve Jackson Games, who has the new Deadly Doodles. And Tasty Mental Game, who sponsors everything we do. Right now, I am here with my friend Nick, who's the third member of our crew. He's been walking around. He's been trying new hot games. And what are you going to be telling us about right now?
Right now I've got Die Hard from the Op.
Yeah, it's got like another title, but you know what we're talking about. It's the Die Hard. So you got a chance to sit down and try this, so what'd you think?
Yeah, it was actually really interesting, really fun. I think I liked most just the feature of the board has 3 acts on it and the various stages that are just unfolding it.
Yeah, I remember when we did the interview with it, it was kind of cool because it started off and it was completely folded up, then you get to section 2 and
you get
section
to act
3.
2, yep, you unfold it by half, you know, so it goes from 1 square to 2, and then the third act you open it up again, and now you've got all 4, and that just really increases the whole playing area.
So what do you do in the game?
So there are, 2 to 4 players, John versus the thieves. Each has their own set of objectives. John is supposed to be going around.
Wait, did they call them thieves?
Yes, they did.
Oh, come on, they're terrorists. Well, I mean,
they are in the movie. They definitely are, but
I wonder why they did that. Anyway, continue.
So John versus the terrorists.
There we go.
Listed as thieves. John is, working his way around the map. He's got to obtain various objects: shoes, radio, machine gun, and I believe his winning. The way for him to win the game is to kill Hans Gruber in the third act. Now, the thieves have a slightly different, and I want to say they're a little easier set of goals.
And you're one game. I mean,
one game, yeah. So it's hard to say for sure. But they're going around. You go interact with the board. There's tokens set down. You don't know what they are, but you have to get to them and investigate. And that's what could lead to a certain item or nothing. So they have to get so many hostages and hold on to them for extra points. They can attack John directly. John takes damage the whole time. But their main goal is to open 6 sets of locks and use the detonator to blow up the top half of the building.
Now I've got a question. It says 2 to 4 players. How did that work? Was it a team game? Was it a 1 versus all game? Do you know?
It seemed to be a 1 versus all.
Okay.
So there was 3 thieves, and we were able to work together to share information. And some of the cards, or not some, all the cards had a value in the corner. And depending upon how you played those down, the value would also be parts of the safe combination. So, say your card at a 13, you lay that down, other people would lay down other cards. If you chose to use the 13, you could look through the time lock, or the lock, and if it had a 1 or a 3 or had both, you'd cover that up, and once you covered all up in that sequence, that would be one of the locks.
Now, you're generally on the lighter side of games.
Yes.
So, how is this complexity-wise? Learning the rules and all that sort of thing.
It actually was pretty easy. I picked it up, I think, very well. Obviously you have to take a moment to coordinate with your team if you're working with the thieves. One of the rules was just that, you laid out, like in my case, it was 3 versus 1. So we laid down 3. So the 2 outside cards you could use to pick the lock, but the center card was the actual action you were going to use. But those got laid down in order of the value that I mentioned in the top corners. If you had a 7, 14, and 20, a 14 went in the middle. Now the lead thief, which there was a token for, could show the other 2 thieves, what card they planned on playing. But the other 2 in this game, they weren't able to tell each other or the head thief. So you kind of were supposed to help work around that with limited information.
So which side do you think you'd rather play, as John McClane or as one of the thieves? Terrorists.
Terrorists. I think I'd rather play as one of the terrorists.
I think, you know what, I bet they do it because people don't want to be as terrorists.
Okay.
I think that it was like, yeah, we won with the Tinto.
Oh.
Would you want to play it again, though?
Yes.
All right, absolutely. So that is the new Die Hard from the Op. Anything you want to say else about it? Are you good?
Yeah, we're good.
All right. It looks like it might be a cup of tea. Check that one out. If you enjoyed what we're doing, click on that subscribe button down below and in the comments below. let me know. Dumpsters. You ever dump anything into it you're not supposed to? Like, you ever go walk around with trash and just dump it into the dumpsters? Drive around?
I've definitely gotten, a couple extra bags after a spring cleaning, throwing them in neighbors' garbage.
Oh, you're going neighbors. I like to go business establishments, go to the gas station, drop them off.
I'm not going to confess to any crimes, but that might have happened.
Well,
might have.
That's what we do here on Bowers Game Corner. As always, thanks for your time, you two.